Alright, so we started our kombucha from the GT's original flavor, and we went through the first ferment, and then last week we flavored the kombucha with some juices, and we've been letting these sit for about a week or so now, and I will post a link right here for the first video that shows how we got to this point. And then today we're going to check them and see if they're ready. So here we go. Alright, so our kombucha has been going for about a week now, and we're going to see how fizzy it is. I don't know if you can see or not, but it has tried to develop a SCOBY up on the very top there. Anyway, here's a little trick that I learned watching YouTube videos, of course. I'm going to set this inside the bowl, and I'm going to put a baggie over the top. That way, if it's very carbonated and it tries to spew all over the place, it'll catch in the bag and drip down into the bowl, so you're not wasting it and it's not going everywhere. So anyway, this one is the pomegranate. So let's see. Did you hear that fizz? Oh, just like that. Alright, well, I'd say that one's ready to put in the refrigerator. Alright, let's check out the plum. Well, that one sounded like it had a lot. It is fizzy. Alright, now let's check out the peach. And the reason I check all flavors is because I've noticed different fruits will ferment at a different rate. Whoa! Here comes the fizz. I think that's going to be perfect too. Alright, well. Alright, I think we're going to try a little bit of this one. I'm really surprised that they got as fizzy as they did, because it's been pretty cold, especially at night, and I keep mine outside. See if we can let that fizz settle a little bit. Yum. Probably should have taken them out a couple of days ago, but I will definitely drink them the way they are. It's very good. Alright, so now we are right back in the same place that we were last week. So last week I flavored with plum, pomegranate, and peach. So this week I'm going to be using some blackberry lemonade that I kind of homemade, and then some pineapple, and this is the orange juice that you saw me juice in a video where I was just trying not to waste the stuff that we had. So anyway, so it'll be blackberry lemonade, pineapple, and orange. And I'm drinking pomegranate from yesterday, and boy is it good. And I accomplished exactly what I wanted. It tastes like wine. Okay, so I'm going to take the cover off of this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir. And you will see this is the original SCOBY that we started with. And this over here is the new one that formed last week. Let's see if I can get this to go back on top like it belongs. I don't know if it will. There we go. Last week you saw me use the bottles that are like the wine bottle size. I don't have any more of those. I only had 6. So this week I'm going to be doing the individual bottles. What I have is one of the nice, good quality swing top bottles. I have 3 of the kombucha bottles from buying store-bought kombucha. And then these 4, they're from the Dollar Tree, I think it was, or whatever. And they're the swing top bottles, but they're not as good a quality. So you have to be a little more careful and not let these go too long, or they could explode. So I've used these many times. I haven't really had an issue. One time I had one bottle explode, and I can't even remember. I believe it was one of these. And literally the top just popped off, and the stuff went all over my cabinet, so that was fun to clean up. But I had let that one go way too long. So anyway, you just have to be careful with those. So those are what we're going to be using today. So first thing I'm going to do is put my flavoring. If I did my calculations right, I should need 9 bottles. So we'll see. So I will be doing 3 of each flavor. So we're going to start with the orange. And just to make it a little easier to pour, I like to pour it in this first, because it's hard to pour out of these jars. Alright, so we're going to do, let's see, 2, 3. And again, just like I said last week, it's typically somewhere between a 1/4 and a 1/3. It just depends on how strong you like it. But I like mine to be pretty fruity. So I probably use quite a bit more than a lot of people do. But that's the beauty of making it yourself, because you have control of that. And in this case, however much you have kind of controls how much you can put in. Alright, now I'm going to fill these with the kombucha. Alright. Now, one thing you can do too, and you'll see, you can look on the internet and you can find all kinds of recipes, but a lot of people will add herbs and stuff, like an orange with mint or basil or something like that in it. I typically don't use a lot of herbs in mine. I just use what I have, and I like just the fruit flavor, so. Alright, so now we're going to try the pineapple. Yeah, that had a good seal. Fill these with the kombucha. I guess I'm only going to make 2 of the blackberry lemonade. I have to get me some more bottles. Wow, that had a good seal. And this was made with fresh raspberry or blackberries, so it's a little bit chunky, but that's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to take this. I already made my tea. Again, it's 1 cup of sugar per gallon and 5 tea bags per gallon, and my container it's a 2.5 gallon container, but as you can see I leave some in it, so it's about 2 gallons. So I'm going to pour this in here. And now I'm going to top it off with water to about right there. Cover it back up. Put this back in my cupboard. Right, something else I wanted to talk about was the cost. At my local grocery stores, these bottles like this are $3.99 each. And so basically, the first time that I made it, because I had to buy one of these to make my starter. My first batch, which would be the ones that the pomegranate, the plum, and the peach, they cost me around 75 cents a bottle for this size of bottle, because I had to buy one of these. After you have your first one and you're just continuing to brew, you don't have to buy it anymore. So this batch cost me around 20 cents a bottle. Now keep in mind, that's because I don't have a cost for the juices and stuff because I get them all off my trees. But even if you had to buy the fruit, your cost is going to be no more than $1 a bottle at the very most. So anyway, if you're one of those who likes to drink a lot of kombucha, and it only takes a few minutes once a week to do what I did here, and you can have your own. You can flavor it any way you want, and at a much cheaper cost. So anyway, that's it. Have a good day.